Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. SSET Englishtown.
Hi guys, it is Jane. I am here for my 1C Tuesday, Thursday class at 3:30 in room 501. Today's subject we will be working on is writing. So for writing, you will need your red Grammar Zone 2 book, okay? Now, before we begin, I just want to go over some rules of verbs that we have been learning. Last time, we began to talk about simple present, okay? And with simple present, it can be used to talk about what a person does, which is a verb, action, or it can be used to describe habits and routines, things that don't change, okay? Do you guys remember what a routine is? All right, so a routine is something that you are always doing. For example, because your class is on Tuesdays, Thursdays at 3:30, that is part of your routine. On Tuesday and Thursday, you will come to SSET and you will have English class at 3:30. That is a weekly routine. Now, maybe a daily routine would be what time you go to bed. So if you go to bed at 9 p.m. every night, that would be your nightly routine because you're always doing it. Now, in the instance of things that do not change, she has blue eyes. Has is the verb, and blue eyes is what she has. It does not change. Her eyes will always be blue, okay? So, we already said that verbs are actions, all right? Now, there's something you need to keep in mind about verbs. So when you are talking about an action, if it is they, I, you, we, the action will not have an S at the end. The action I have chose is run. So, they run, I run, you run, we run. No S, okay? Because except for I, many people, no S. He, she, it, one person. He, she, it runs, okay? Runs with an S. He runs, she runs, it runs, all right? So now that we have this fresh in our minds, let's go ahead and open our books to lesson 9 on page 26. Today we will be doing lessons 9 and 10 together. So pages 26 to 29, okay? All right. So we've already gone over what simple present is. And today we are using it to talk about what a person is doing, not habit or routine. So what a person is doing. For example, he is a firefighter. Is would be our verb because what is he? He is a firefighter. Firefighter isn't an action, it is a job. All right? So our action is, okay? I am a teacher. So what am I? I am being our verb, a teacher, okay? I teach English. What do? I teach English. Teach is our verb. But we can also use this to ask questions. Do you study English? Now, you'll either need to have an affirmative statement, which is yes, positive, or a negative statement, which is no, Negative. So, do you study English? Yes, we do. Affirmative. No, we don't. Negative. All right? So, for number 1, under section 1, they want us to read the sentence and underline the correct option. So, let's put an example up here. They have they catch or catches robbers. All right. So here, they, that's who is doing the action. They, many, right? So we remember we said if many, no S. So they catch, and what do they catch? They catch robbers. All right? Now, if this said he, right? He catch or catches robbers, because it is he being one, it needs to have S. He catches, and who does he catch? Robbers, right? He, one person, catches, because here we have our S, robbers. All right. Let's try number 2 now. Tony is a policeman. He have or has a whistle. Well, Tony is a boy. Boy, he, one. So we need an S. He has. Has. All right? Number 3. We work or works for the fire department. We, many people, so no S, we work. We work. All right, number 4. They use or uses ladders. All right, they, many people. So do we remember our rule? That's right, no S. So they use ladders. They use ladders. Okay. Number 5. For number 5, Kate is a doctor. She helps sick people. Sick people. So Kate is a girl. So she, one person, helps sick people because our rule, helps. Good job. All right, now this one's a little tricky. Let's see if you guys remember. I cut or cuts people hair. I cut or cuts people's hair. Now, I is a special rule. Now, because it's I, no S. I cut. I cut. All right? Good. Number 7. My dad is a firefighter. He wears a yellow coat. My dad is one person. He is a boy. He wears. He wears. Good. All right. He teaches English. He, one person. So, because of our rule, he teaches English. He teaches English. All right. So, that is the end of our first section. All right. It was a little tricky, but I think we're getting the hang of things because we're understanding the rule of verbs better. All right, let's try section 2 together, okay? Now, for section 2, we need to take the verb and put it in the right verb tense. Remember, we are still using simple present, and because we are still using simple present, that either means it will have an S or no S. Okay? So, Tom. They want us to tell them what Tom does. The words listed over here are the words that we will put in the proper tense. For Tom, it says drive. Tom is he. Tom is one person. So Tom drives. So number 1, Tom drives. S because 1, a red fire engine. All right, a red fire engine. All right, good job, guys. Let's try the next one. So, the word is protect. We protect the people in the town. Now remember, because it is we, protect is no S. We protect. No S. All right? Erica. Now what does Erica do? It says carry. Erica is a girl. So she carries. Now, carries. We drop the Y and replace it with IES because of the rule. So, carries. All right? Good. Number 4, rescue. All right? They, many people, rescue. No S. They rescue people in danger. They rescue. Good. All right. Number 5, study. So, Lucy. Lucy is a girl. So she studies every day. And remember the rule of Y. Drop the Y and replace it with IES. Lucy studies. Lucy studies. Okay. Number 6. Deliver. So for this, we are talking about Greg. Greg delivers letters to people's houses. Greg delivers. Greg delivers. Greg is boy. He what? Number 7. Drive. Drive. You drive a white car. You, many people, or one, but we don't know. The rule of you is consider it plural. Drive. You drive. All right? And number 8, use. So I, even though it's one person, I is special. I use my radio to talk to people. I use my radio to talk to people. All right. So that's the end of page 26. All right. Hopefully this made some sense to you. We are going to move on to page 27 now. 27. All right. Now, before we begin, this is very tricky for a lot of you guys, especially even older writers, because we are going to begin using articles in our sentences. Now, we have used articles before. but this is to give you more practice. So, with articles, remember, if you're using and only goes in front of vowels. And who remembers what our vowels are? Okay, so they are A, E, I, O, and U. Only put and in front of a word that begins with A, E, I, O, U. Okay? If it is the letter A, that goes in front of all the other letters. So B, C, D, F, and so on. Okay? Now, we are going to put this in front of jobs, what someone does, okay? So let's give it a try. So, for number 3, it says, look at the prompt. Write affirmative if it has a check. So if it's a check, you need to make it a positive statement, okay? If there's an X next to it, you need to make it a negative statement. This means yes, and this means no. All right? So, if there's a check, write affirmative. If there's an X, write a negative sentence. So, for number 1, it shows us Lisa, teacher. Okay? So, Lisa is a girl, all right? So, we want to say Lisa, and what is her action is. Lisa is, and we're not just going to say Lisa is teacher. In English, we need to use articles. Lisa is a teacher. Now, we used a because it begins with T. T is a consonant, not a vowel. So Lisa is a teacher. All right? It also shows us use and ladder. But you'll notice behind ladder there is an X. All right? X means negative. So we want to say Lisa. Lisa is girl. She doesn't use a ladder. All right, and we're going to say A because ladder begins with L. She doesn't use a ladder. All right? Simple enough. So, let's try number 2 together. For number 2, we see Carl, policeman, and a check. Remember, that means we need to make it an affirmative statement. Affirmative, positive. So, Carl is, now do we put A or an? A, because policeman, P. So, Carl is a policeman. Carl is a policeman. Okay? And it says has radio. So the next one, has radio. And it has a check. Now check means affirmative. So Carl, boy. So he has a, right, because R, a radio. Good job, guys. Let's try number 3. Ken and Jane, doctors, with a check. So, affirmative sentence. Ken and Jane, remember, more than one no A, no and. Ken and Jane are doctors. Okay? And then next to it, it says deliver letters X. Do you remember what X means? X means negative. Okay? So we have Ken and Jane, two people, they. They don't deliver letters. And we said don't because do not. They do not. That is negative. Okay. Number 4. I, firefighter. All right. So remember, be verb. So I am. I am a firefighter. All right. I am a firefighter. All right. And then it says wear yellow coat. Check. So affirmative. I wear a yellow coat. I wear a yellow coat. All right. Number 5. Andy, mail carrier. So Andy, which is a boy's name, is a, because M, male carrier. Okay, Andy, boy, is a mail carrier. Put out fires X, meaning negative. So he doesn't, does not, doesn't put out fires. All right, great. Doing really well, guys. Number 6. We hairdressers. So we, more than one, are hairdressers. We are hairdressers. Okay? We are, because affirmative, hairdressers. Teach Spanish negative. Do they teach Spanish? No. So we don't teach Spanish. Okay? We do not teach Spanish. We do not teach Spanish. And then our last one, number 7, you, astronaut, affirmative. So, you are, what do we think goes next? And, because A, so we are, or you are an astronaut. Okay? And then it says, help sick people negative. So, because it says help sick people negative, you do not help sick people. All right? So, I hope this makes sense to you. I know we are just getting used to using affirmative and negative answers and sentences, but it will become easier in time. If you're not sure, please circle on the page what you have a question about and show me the next time you see me. We will be able to work on it together, okay guys? All right, so let's move on to number 4 on page 27. Section 4 on 27. Now, for this, we need to complete the sentences with a or an. Now, not every spot will use a or an. If it does not use a or an, you can either put an X or leave it blank. It is up to you. So, number 1, it says, you are firefighter. Do you guys remember the rule of a and an? So, because firefighter begins with F, we would use A. Okay? Now, number 2. You are doctors. Now, this is tricky because the difference between 1 and 2 would be the last letter of the sentence. Notice how firefighter does not have an S. No S, you can tell 1. But doctors, S. More than 1. And if there's more than 1, we don't use a or an. A or an means 1. More than 1, no. Okay? Number 3, Linda is astronaut. All right, Linda is astronaut. So Linda, 1, astronaut, 1. Linda is a, so an astronaut. Linda is an astronaut. Okay? Number 4, they, meaning many, are police officers. They are police officers. S tells us more than 1. Okay? So 5, we are hairdressers. We are hairdressers. We, more than 1, put an X in the space. Okay? Number 6. I am blank architect. Architect begins with A. So I am an architect. Number 7. Patrick is teacher. Patrick is a teacher. Patrick is boy, so he is 1 teacher. Number 8. You are mail carrier. Now notice, carrier does not have an S at the end. So you are a mail carrier. You are a mail carrier. Mail carrier tells us 1. All right. So now we are going to turn to page 28, which is a new lesson. We are on lesson 10. And for lesson 10, we are going to continue to use simple present, but this time we will use simple present plus WH question words. Now, our WH question words, what, why, who, and for this case, not why, sorry. This case, who, where, what, where, who, and whose. Now, typically, there are more WH questions, but we are just going to use these 4 for now. We're not going to use why or when this time. So, what? What tells us thing. All right, thing, like what? Thing, like what are you doing? What is that? So, thing, action, right? Thing in action. Okay, where? Where is place? Where is this happening? Where are you going? Where is your house? Place. Who is person? Person. Who is that? Who is your brother? Person. Now, whose is a bit trickier. Whose means to have, right? It shows ownership. Ownership is a big word. For example, whose book is this? This book is Jane Teacher's. So whose book? Jane Teacher's book. It tells us who has something. This is Jane Teacher's book, all right? So we are going to put these into use. Get some action out of them. So, with our verb today, for the first section, we are going to use to know. All right? So we're going to complete the sentences with the correct form of to know. Now, with to know, do we remember our verb rule? So, for to know, I, they, we, and you, what do you think? No, right? No S. No. Okay? Now, he, she, it, knows, knows. S, kiss. He, she, it, one. Knows. They, we, you, more than one. No. I, special case. No, I know. All right? So, with number one, we will do this together. I, 3 policemen. All right, do you remember the rule for I? Let's look up here. So I know. All right, I know 3 policemen. Okay, good. Number 2. They how to use a ladder. Well, let's look up here. What do we have? They know. So number 2, know. All right. Number 3, she, how to drive a truck. Let's see here. She, oh, what's this? Knows with an S. She knows. All right, we're getting somewhere now. 4, you, a hairdresser. All right, so where do we have you? You know. So you know a hairdresser. And number 5, he, the doctor's at the hospital. He, let's see here. He, okay, knows. One person, S. He knows. All right, so that was easy enough, wasn't it? Okay, now for the next part, section 2, you will see blank lines. For those blank lines, they want us to use our WH questions. So remember, what, where, who, whose. Okay? We are going to put these in the blank spaces. Now, before you write an answer, make sure you are reading the whole sentence. If you don't read the whole sentence, it is very easy to make mistakes, all right? So, number 1, blank do you do? I put out fires, all right? Remember, we're talking about action or thing, so what? Number 1, what do you do? All right. Number 2, blank does he use? He uses a radio. Now, radio is a thing, so what? What does he use? Number 3, blank, do they help? They help sick people. Oh, so you might have wanted to put, what do they help? But if you read the next part, it says, they help sick people. Now, sick people, people. So who do they help? Who do they help? All right. Number 4, blank car is that? The policeman's car. If you only answered before reading, you would put, what car is that? Or, yeah, what car is that? Right? But because it says the policeman's car, we're asking whose car? Who owns the car? So whose car is that? It is the policeman's car. Blank does she drive? She drives a big truck. Big truck is thing. So what does she drive? What does she drive? Do you work? We work at the post office. Post office is a place. So where do you work? We work at the post office. Blank does he do? He cuts people's hair. So what does he do? Because we're asking about the action. So what does he do? Okay. And number 8, blank wears a yellow coat. The firefighter wears a yellow coat. Now, we're not asking whose yellow coat. We want to know who wears the coat. So who? We're talking about person, not who owns. Okay, who wears. So number 9, blank book is this. It is the teacher's book. All right, so we want to know who owns the book. So whose book is this? It is the teacher's book. All right, good job, guys. We are getting there. All right, now on to page 29. On page 29, you will see yellow boxes. What we need to do is match the questions with the right answers. So, number 1, Alan, do you know any dentists? Well, Alan is a boy, but because we are asking Alan directly, you need to find one that has I in the response. So, Alan, do you know any dentists? Should go with, yes, I do. All right. Do we know any police officers? We need to find one that has we in the response. So no, we don't. All right. Does he know a doctor? We need to find one that has he in the response. Yes, he does. Okay? Do they know a firefighter? Now we have to find one that says they in the response. No, they don't. All right? And the last one, does she know any mail carriers? So she, we want to find a response that says she. No, she doesn't. All right. Next, for section 4, you will see they've given us a list of verbs, and we want to put the right verb in the right sentence. So number 1, I blank English. So, do we teach, put out, wear, help, catch, or drive? Teach. I teach English, right? All right. Number 2, I blank a fire engine. All right, so we used teach, so mark that off. So do we put out, wear, help, catch, or drive a fire engine? That's right. Drive. I drive a fire engine. Good. All right. 3, they blank sick people. All right, so do they put out, wear, help, or catch? They help sick people. Help sick people. All right. Number 4, they blank blue uniforms. Do they put out, wear, or catch blue uniforms? They wear. All right. Wear blue uniforms. Good. Number 5, we blank fires. Okay, do we put out fires or do we catch fires? Well, if we tried to catch a fire, that might hurt. So put out. We put out fires. And number 6, we blank robbers. Well, the last word we have is catch. So we catch robbers. All right. Now, for section 5, we need to look at the picture here at the bottom of the page and answer these questions based on what we see. So number 1, it asks, what is his job? Well, we see here in the background there's a fire engine and he has a hose and a ladder and he's dressed like a firefighter. So we can guess he is a firefighter. So he is, remember, a firefighter. He is a firefighter. All right, number 2. What does he wear? Well, what color is his coat? That's right, he has a yellow coat. So he wears a yellow coat. Remember, A, don't forget, okay guys? Number 3, what does he drive? What do we see here in the background of the picture? We see a fire engine, that's right. So, he drives a fire engine. Good job, guys. And our last question, number 4. What does he use? Well, what do we see in his hands? Here we see a ladder. And here we see a hose. So he uses, because 1, we need an S after our verb, a ladder and you to review these two units, okay? Look over lessons 9 and 10 and study the material because we will be working on it more next class, all right, guys? So I hope to see you in our next class and have a great day.
Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. SSET Englishtown.